Hey there, curious minds. Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we sift through the information overload to bring you the most compelling insights. Today, we're plunging into a topic that has truly taken the world by storm, increasingly shaping classrooms, lecture halls, and learning journeys for millions. Artificial intelligence.
Indeed. Since its public launch back in November 2022, OpenAI's ChatGPT, the large language model chatbot, it's done more than just spark intense debate. It's really captured imaginations far beyond the tech world. We're talking about a tool that by May 2023 already boasted 1.8 billion users. That's just a staggering scale.
A billion point eight, wow. And that scale is exactly what we're here to unpack for you. We've stacked up an incredible array of sources today, everything from thought-provoking articles in Edutopia and research from the College of Education at Illinois.
Some heavy hitters there.
Yeah, and also deep dives from the California Management Review, insights from School AI, EY, and even a really fascinating Reddit thread. Our mission for you today is simple. We want to cut through the noise and help you understand not just what AI can do in education, but how we can make it work for us effectively, ethically, and, well, strategically. What does this all mean for the future of learning, like right now?
It's the big question.
So we've set the stage with AI's undeniable presence, but for educators, this isn't just a new tool. It's kind of a new fault line, immediately splitting opinions into two very different camps, isn't it?
Absolutely. On one side, you have some educators who are deeply concerned. They fear that AI, by automatically outputting responses, actually stifles learning
Stifles it. How so?
because it removes the students' need to grapple with complex ideas themselves. It's seen as a shortcut that could truly undermine foundational skills and, well, genuine understanding.
That's a very real fear for many. But then there's the other side, the optimists, who see immense potential. They argue AI can actually drive critical thinking and deeper analysis.
Right. Helping students hone their analytical skills in entirely new ways. It's a fascinating dichotomy.
It really is. And the adoption rates we're seeing tell a story that's quite revealing, wouldn't you say?
They certainly do. A national survey in 2023 by Titan Partners revealed a significant gap that we as educators and institutions really need to pay attention to. Get this, 27% of students reported being regular users of generative AI tools, and nearly half had tried them at least once.
Okay, almost half have tried it. Over a quarter use it regularly. What about teachers?
That's the contrast. Only 9% of instructors were regular users, and a full 71% had never even tried AI tools.
71%. Wow, so that's what we call bottom-up adoption, right? The students are leading the charge, often without much guidance.
Exactly. While institutions are playing catch-up. Precisely. This bottom-up adoption, with students already deep into using these tools, it highlights an urgent need for educators to engage, understand, and then lead. Unfortunately, the data shows institutions are still behind the curve, with less than 10% of schools and universities globally following formal guidance on using popular AI tools like ChatGPT back in 2023. It's a reactive approach.
To a really fast-moving train.
Yeah, a rapidly evolving reality.
It sounds like the genie's already out of the bottle, and we need to figure out how to guide it rather than try to, I don't know, put it back.
That's a good way to put it.
So let's dive into that optimistic side for a moment. What are some of these creative new ways teachers are actually using AI tools in the classroom that genuinely make a difference? This is where AI might truly shine as a supportive partner, not a replacement.
Well, think about this. AI's true revolutionary power isn't just tailoring content, but essentially democratizing access to a level of personalized instruction that was, frankly, unimaginable before.
Democratizing access?
Yeah,
How?
it's like having a dedicated tutor for every single student, available 24/7. Something human teachers, no matter how gifted, simply cannot scale up to provide. At its core, AI's strength is its ability to personalize learning, adapting content to individual student needs, and learning styles based on AI-driven analytics.
That vision of personalized tutoring is certainly compelling. But for listeners who might be wondering, okay, how does this actually look on the ground? Can you give us some concrete examples? How does this play out in different subjects?
Certainly. In history, for example, some teachers are having ChatGPT role-play as historical figures, from Cleopatra to Einstein. Students then interact with these digital imitations.
They talk to Einstein?
Sort of. They ask questions, learn about their lives. But here's the crucial part, the pedagogical move. Students are then asked to cross-reference ChatGPT's output, which is often error-prone with reliable external sources.
Ah, so fact-checking the AI.
Exactly. Fact-checking the AI and better understanding its tendency to hallucinate answers. This transforms potential misinformation into a powerful critical thinking exercise.
That's fantastic. It turns a potential drawback, the AI's tendency to make things up, into a key learning opportunity. Teaches healthy skepticism. What about in English language arts? ELA.
Yeah, for ELA, teachers are using AI to output text that can then be compared with famous works of literature like Shakespeare's sonnets or Lincoln's speeches.
Okay, so comparing AI text to the classics.
Right. Students analyze the unique tone and style of various human writers, and in comparison observe how ChatGPT's own tone tends to be quite bland.
Hmm.
This doesn't just foster appreciation for human creativity, it makes the comparison tangible and immediate. You see the difference.
That makes sense. And what about AI's potential to transform learning far beyond the traditional classroom? This next example highlights a truly fascinating dimension. There was this Reddit user, Hiru of Najita, who shared how they prompted ChatGPT to generate a whole 12-week curriculum to become an expert at Blender, the 3D graphics software.
A whole curriculum, just from a prompt.
Apparently, it included beginner, advanced, and expert levels, complete with structured lessons, resources, detailed assignments, and even suggested large language model or LLM prompts for each assignment. Imagine getting an assignment and then having an AI-generated prompt you can plug into an LLM to clarify instructions, get tutorials, or troubleshoot.
That is significant. It highlights the potential of AI to address self-teaching challenges by providing direction and structure. Historically, creating such a detailed, structured learning path, well, it's been incredibly resource-intensive.
Yeah, you'd need a tutor or spend ages researching.
Right, often requiring specialized tutors or extensive research. Now it's made accessible to almost anyone. And beyond direct student learning, AI also significantly supports teacher workflows.
Okay, so if AI can personalize learning for students and help individuals self-teach, what does this actually mean for teachers themselves? Is it just about offloading admin tasks, or does it fundamentally change their role?
It's both, I think. And it frees them up to truly teach. AI can streamline administrative tasks like grading, scheduling, communicating with parents, managing student records.
Stuff that takes up so much time.
Exactly. This is huge because it frees teachers up to do what they do best. Focus on pedagogy, foster critical thinking, and build those crucial relationships with students. But it's more than just admin. AI can also assist with content creation, generating initial lesson plans, activities, even crafting effective wrong answers for multiple choice tests to really challenge student understanding.
Oh, that's clever. Designing tricky distractors.
Yeah. It can level text to fit a student's reading level, enable speech to text, and personalize assignments for students with diverse needs. This significantly enhances inclusivity in ways that were, frankly, incredibly time-consuming for a single educator before.
That's the dream, isn't it? Freeing up teachers to be more present and impactful. But okay, with all this amazing potential, there's a crucial flip side. We have to talk about it. What are the challenges and limitations that give educators pause? What are the minefields we absolutely need to navigate here?
Well, the most immediate and widely discussed concern is academic misconduct, specifically cheating and plagiarism. That's the first thing everyone thinks of.
Right. If AI can write a decent essay.
Or solve complex math problems, yeah. It can certainly undermine the learning process if students just use it to bypass the work. However, this concern about misuse is compounded by AI's own inherent flaws, beyond just the ethical misuse.
Oh, you mean the AI itself isn't perfect, the notorious hallucinations we hear about?
Exactly. AI can be unpredictable and produce inaccurate or misleading results.
Hmm.
One source noted that when asked for the square root of ChatGPT confidently gave the wrong answer.
You got the math wrong.
Yep. Gave 650.63 instead of the correct 651.07. It's a small mathematical error, maybe, but it highlights the fallibility. And even more strikingly, it can hallucinate information, create plausible but totally bogus results.
So AI confidently giving the wrong square root? It almost sounds like a very confident, slightly flawed human, doesn't it? And it's not just numbers, right? I remember reading about it, creating citations to non-existing literature.
Yes, that's where it truly gets tricky. Imagine an AI confidently inventing a scientific term like cycloidal inverted electromagnon. Felt incredibly official, right?
It's completely made up.
Totally made up. And then it cites non-existent papers to back it up. That's the challenge for students and teachers alike. You simply can't trust AI output at face value. Critical evaluation becomes a non-negotiable skill.
Okay, so we can't just trust it. What about catching students who misuse it? You mentioned Turnitin earlier.
Right. Detection tools like Turnitin are being developed, but they're often introduced before wide vetting. They're still evolving, and they can sometimes be inaccurate, particularly in discriminating against non-native English speakers, which raises real concerns about false accusations of plagiarism.
That's a significant ethical concern in itself. The tools meant to catch cheating could inadvertently punish the wrong students. So, if detection is still a moving target, what concrete steps can teachers take right now to maintain academic integrity?
Many educators are wisely adjusting assessment methods. They're moving away from those vulnerable take-home open book assignments that are just too easily completed by AI.
Makes sense. So, what are they using instead?
They're opting for things like oral examinations, in-class assignments, handwritten papers, and group work. These methods naturally counteract the motivation, or maybe the opportunity, to cheat with AI. They focus on live, interactive, and demonstrable understanding.
Right, things you have to do yourself in the moment. And beyond academic integrity, what about those broader concerns around fairness and privacy? How does AI factor into issues of bias, privacy, and equity?
These are crucial considerations. AI systems are trained on vast data sets,
Yeah.
right? And if those data sets are incomplete or biased, and they often are, the AI will inadvertently perpetuate biases.
Can you give an example?
Sure. When one research group asked ChatGPT about the history of the printing press, it generated a very U.S.-centric essay, pretty much omitting significant information about Europe or Asia. This can lead to discrimination and inequitable recommendations in educational content.
So the bias in the training data comes through.
Exactly. Then there's privacy. ChatGPT is, let's say, elusive about its data privacy policy. It openly collects IP addresses, location, personal information.
So students need to be extremely careful about what sensitive information they input into these tools. It's definitely not a private conversation.
Absolutely not. And finally, the digital divide is a huge ethical challenge. If AI tools are implemented without ensuring equitable access.
Access to computers, internet.
Yes, access to digital devices, high-speed internet, and the supporting infrastructure, it will disproportionately benefit privileged students. This would tragically exacerbate existing educational inequalities, especially in underserved communities where limited internet access is still a key barrier. If we're not careful, AI could definitely widen existing gaps rather than bridge them.
It's clear this isn't just a technical challenge, but a deeply human and societal one. So, okay, given these incredible opportunities and these very real challenges, how do we move forward? Instead of just feeling it or banning AI, how can educators and institutions proactively leverage the technology in a responsible way?
Well, the first crucial step, and maybe the hardest, is a fundamental mindset shift regarding assessment. We really have to rethink the purpose of assessment,
Break it down.
moving away from simply chasing grades and qualifications towards valuing growth and development. When students see assessment as a tool for ongoing learning, for mastery, AI becomes less tempting as a shortcut.
And maybe more valuable as a tool.
Exactly. More valuable as a thinking and learning tool to aid that growth.
That makes perfect sense. It reframes the entire incentive structure. And there are practical ways to design assessments that support this new mindset. We found these 8 AI-proof assessment strategies that seem really promising. Let's dig into a few of the most impactful ones.
Absolutely. One crucial strategy is to make it personal. If a task genuinely resonates with the student's interests and experiences, it brings a depth of insight and engagement that AI simply cannot replicate.
So connect it to their lives.
Yeah. For example, instead of a generic essay on climate change, ask students to research how climate change impacts their specific local community and propose specific local solutions. AI can write a generic essay, sure, but it can't authentically tap into personal experience or local nuance like that.
That's smart. It forces a level of connection and critical thinking that an AI isn't capable of. Well, at least not yet. What's another one that really stands out?
Another powerful one is to focus on the process. Instead of just grading the final product, assess the entire learning journey, the thought patterns, the iteration.
How would that work?
Students might be allowed to use AI for initial brainstorming, maybe, but they have to submit their prompts, their drafts, and a reflection on how they used AI and why they made certain choices. This shifts the emphasis from just getting an answer to understanding how to get there and critiquing it. It's about showing the journey, not just the destination.
I love that. Showing your work, but for the AI age. I also like the idea of make it multimodal too, because let's be honest, AI still struggles with really understanding images and videos as well as it does text, right?
That's right.
So that's leveraging AI's current weakness as a strength for assessment. You're encouraging students to use varied formats like annotated diagrams, flowcharts, or infographics, which AI currently finds difficult to generate coherently on its own.
Exactly. It's like finding the AI's blind spots and making them human opportunities. And another key one is simply to work with it.
Not ban it, but integrate it.
Right. Establish clear guidelines with students on how and when AI tools can be used transparently. Is it okay for brainstorming, outlining,
Hmm.
drafting, editing?
Mm.
This isn't about ignoring AI. It's about integrating it responsibly, teaching students the appropriate use cases, and critically, how to cite it properly.
So these strategies are designed to enhance the entire learning experience while safeguarding academic integrity. That makes sense. Crucially, though, we also need to foster AI literacy for both students and teachers.
Absolutely essential.
For students, this means teaching them not just with AI, but about AI, its capabilities, its limitations, the ethical considerations, including, as you said, how to appropriately cite AI use.
And for educators, a key skill emerging is prompt engineering, basically. Learning how to talk to the AI effectively so it understands exactly what you need. It's becoming quite an art and a science. We can think of frameworks like IDEA that give us practical tools for this.
Okay, let's unpack that a bit. Prompt engineering. What does that actually look like in practice for a teacher trying to get the best out of an AI?
Well, it's all about clarity and specificity. Take the parts component of the IDEA framework. It helps ensure your prompt is super clear. You specify the persona the AI should adopt, say, an experienced middle school science teacher.
Okay, tell it who to be.
Exactly. Then your aim for the output, maybe, to create an engaging 45-minute lesson for 7th graders on photosynthesis. You identify the recipients, visual learners perhaps. You state the theme clearly, photosynthesis. And finally, the desired structure, like a clear introduction, an activity, and a conclusion.
Wow, that's a huge difference from just typing write a lesson plan on photosynthesis. It sounds like you're guiding the AI precisely, like a conductor with an orchestra. That level of specificity is key.
It really is. That's what unlocks AI's true potential. And the refined process for iterative improvement is just as vital. You rephrase if you don't get what you need, you experiment, you provide feedback, you inquire for more detail, you navigate through options.
You evaluate.
And critically, you evaluate the output. This iterative evaluation, including constantly watching out for those AI hallucinations and biases we talked about, is vital for high-quality results.
So it's definitely not a set it and forget it tool. It requires human judgment and interaction at every step. Ultimately, all of this demands a strategic approach from institutions and governments, much like businesses adopt new tech.
Absolutely. This strategy, as outlined by sources like the California Management Review and EY, it involves several key pillars. First, articulating a clear vision for embracing AI, not just reacting to it.
Being proactive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Second, implementing pilot projects to test and learn what works and what doesn't in specific contexts. Third, fostering a culture of innovation where experimentation is encouraged, not penalized.
Okay.
Fourth, considering the entire educational ecosystem, thinking about funding, accreditation, how AI impacts every part of the system. Fifth, actively engaging frontline users, our teachers, with comprehensive training and support. We can't just leave them to figure this out alone.
That seems critical. Teacher buy-in and support.
Absolutely. And most importantly, continuously addressing ethical concerns like data privacy and equitable access throughout the entire process, not just as an afterthought.
It's a comprehensive approach, needing buy-in from all levels. And it's not just theory, is it? We're seeing governments worldwide developing policies, roadmaps, investing in infrastructure.
That's right. Japan's GIGA program, for example, aimed to equip every school-going child with a computer fundamental infrastructure. South Korea plans to have AI coursework in its national curriculum across all grade levels by 2025.
All grade levels by 2025. That's ambitious.
It is. It shows a clear commitment to pedagogical and curriculum reform, professional development for educators, and fostering a robust edtech ecosystem. They're leaning in.
Okay, wow. We've covered a lot in this deep dive into AI in education, from the really exciting possibilities of personalized learning and administrative efficiency to the critical risks of bias, privacy concerns, and academic integrity. It's a landscape teeming with both promise and, well, peril.
The overarching message seems clear, though. AI isn't a fleeting trend. It's a transformative force. The key is not to ban it or to blindly adopt it either, but to engage in thoughtful integration.
Thoughtful integration.
driven by human judgment. AI should serve as a partner that augments human capabilities and enhances educational experiences rather than replacing the irreplaceable role of human teachers. Our role isn't just about knowledge transfer anymore, it's about guiding students in navigating this new information age.
That's beautifully put. Augmenting, not replacing, the uniquely human elements of education. What stands out most to you from this whole discussion?
I think there's the dual need for both practical strategies like those assessment methods and the deeper mindset shift about learning itself. You need both.
Yeah, the practical and the philosophical. So as we look to a future where AI continues to evolve at lightning speed, here's a provocative thought for you, our listeners. If AI can create a detailed learning curriculum for us, complete with resources and assignments, like we heard with that Blender example, how does that fundamentally change the role of traditional curriculum designers? And maybe more excitingly, what new creative frontiers does it open for self-directed learning globally?
That's a question worth pondering deeply. One that educators, learners, all of us will be grappling with for decades to come, I suspect.
Definitely something to think about. Thank you for joining us on the deep dive. We hope this exploration empowers you with knowledge and inspires further curiosity. Until next time, keep learning.